Episode 143 with Make Your Life Count, Minute with Jill. This is part 1 in the series of Why Should We Fear God? I've had many people ask me that. Why do you say, you should fear God? Isn't fear a bad thing? They may even quote the verse in 1 John 4:18, there is no fear in love, but perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. Well, I want to expound that the fear of people or fellow humans, that's wrong. The Bible says in Proverbs 29 verse 25, the fear of man bringeth a snare, but whoso putteth his trust in the Lord shall be safe. You see, we're not to fear man. However, people use that sometimes as an excuse to justify their absence of obedience, respect, and honor to their bosses, to their parents, husbands, or those in authority. It simply allows us a way to show our fear of God by showing it to other humans. Episode 144 with Make Your Life Count, Minute with Jill. This is part 2 in the series of fearing God. So we've established that we shouldn't fear people. We need to respect our authorities because that's a way that we show our fear to God, our reverence and all of that to God. But we shouldn't fear humans. However, we need to fear God. The Bible says the fear of God is clean. There's nothing wrong with fearing God. In Psalm 19 verse 9, it says, the fear of the Lord is clean, enduring forever. The judgments of the Lord are true and righteous altogether. So fearing God is not a bad thing. Rather, it is an act of reverence and obedience to His word, His laws, and His judgment. Watch for part 3 in this series. Episode 145 with Make Your Life Count, Minute with Jill. This is part 3 of how important it is for us to fear God. We've established that it's wrong to fear people, but it's right to fear God. Remember that the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction, as it states in Proverbs 1 verse 7. So if you want to be wise, the first step to that is fearing God. Fearing God is scattered through the entire Bible. If you do not fear God, your eternal destination could be a very scary and hot place. Remember the verse, it says in Hebrews 10 verse 31, it is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living God. We need to have some good old-fashioned healthy fear of God. It would help guide us and make us stay on track.